welcome to Quarantine with Styles, aka Driving with Styles. I'm back. New week. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy some time with the family if you was able to get there. Enjoy some cooking. I know I did enjoy some cooking. If you're watching, you probably follow me. I did some pork shoulder, some jambalaya. Had a good time. Kids got in the pool. It was a good time, man. I first I want to say I appreciate you guys watching. This is gonna be a good show. We're gonna start with some focusing on our beloved UK Wildcats. So let me put up the meeting number information. So if you guys want to call, give me a call. The lines are open, so to speak. So if you have a question, if you want, you just want to say hi, or you want to get a prediction on this year's season, because that's what I'm going to probably start off with. The number is 415-762-9988. 415-762-9988. Meeting number is 647-696-9337. 647-696-9337. Or you can go to my Twitter account. I place a link. You can just click on the link and it'll phone you right in. I got a call last week. That was my first call. Woo! That was cool. So let's get into this. First, I don't want to call it hate. Not sure what to call it. Is it underestimation, brand history of the program, etc.? I'm not sure what to call it, but seems like, and it's interesting that people are not even in the conference. Some of our opponents in the East, those writers, those journalists are not giving us the credit that we are due. It's like they're holding against us that we won 8 games with a receiver playing quarterback. Like, they are saying, like, well, if y'all won 8 games with him, how are y'all going to win with a real quarterback? With a passing quarterback as a quarterback? Because you can only run it. Which the year prior, we had a passing quarterback and we won 10 games. I don't understand it. So the year before, in 2018, we lost some key players. We lost Benny, we lost Josh, we lost this whole secondary. And the next year we come back and we win 8 games with a receiver playing quarterback. And that's held against us. So the picks I'm getting, the over under is 6.5 games, which is laughable. The most people, Athlon had us at 7-5, which to me is laughable. Now, of course, games have to be played on paper, and we're not sure how things will pan out. Injuries happen. But we just had a season where we lost one of our most important players on the field, the quarterback. Look at the guys in conference. Look at the teams in conference. Who wins? Quarterbacks. LSU has had problems for a long time. Know why? The league has changed and it become a more quarterback league. Back when I was playing, back in the early 2000s, it was still more of a running back league. Now it has changed. Once Nick Saban got A.J. McCarron and they went to the Super Bowl and beat LSU again, after LSU beat them, was 3-0, whatever, 6-3, whatever that score was, the league has changed. Nick Saban recognized that you got to put points on the board, period. So he had A.J. McCarron. That was the start. Then he had his group of quarterbacks that, and the thing about A.J. McCarron, they had him 4 years, which helps. So therefore, it led to him winning multiple championships. LSU won this year because they had a quarterback. Georgia was in the contest because they had a quarterback. All the guys in the league who don't have really good, viable quarterbacks are not winning. It's simple. So it's interesting that we are not getting that due when we just had a quarterback who went 10-3. He's 10-3. Well, is he 12-3 as a starter? We rave about Tim Tebow being a having a great record. Why are we not raving about Terry having a great record? He's 12-3 as a starter. That should have us ranked a little bit, or given a little bit more credit than what we are given this year, saying 7-5 is what we're going to win this year. And we have pretty much the whole team coming back. I don't get it. I love Lynn. I love his competitiveness. But like I've said before, Lynn had his yards against not great rushing teams. We was fortunate to play the teams that we played at the time. That's not saying that it still wouldn't happen, but we don't know. Lynn had 99 yards against Georgia on the road. So that says a little something. 99 yards against Georgia in Athens in the rainstorm. That says something. But all I'm saying is this year we're going to be more balanced with a quarterback that went 10-3. He's 10-3 as his first year starting, and one of the first 2 games is next year. So 12-3 as a starter. I don't get it. So let me get into the schedule. This is how I have, and if you follow me, you already know what we're going to get into, but this is what I have, okay? First game, Eastern Michigan. I have it as a blowout. Eastern Michigan is a team we should. I understand it might be a little different with the coronavirus, not having the team around, but we should handily beat them. 1-0. Next game, Florida. In my opinion, we beat Florida. We beat them 2 years ago. We should have beat them this year. We should be on a 2-game streak, trying to get a 3-game streak, trying to get a turkey, as we say in bowling. I don't understand. I don't think people understand how great a job Mullins is doing at Florida. He is making miracles, because that roster isn't a typical Florida roster. They don't have the best roster on that side, on our side of the division. They don't. I think we have just as good a roster as they do right now. I think Georgia has the best roster in the East, and Tennessee probably is right there with them. Tennessee has had a good year. They're creeping up on them too. So I'm not sure people understand how good a job Mullins is doing. And we have had Mullins' number since he's been at Florida. I mean, like I say, we should have won the last 2 games. We should have won back-to-back. Next game, Kent State, which is actually a good game for us. I kind of like it being split because it gives us a week to recover from playing on the road against Florida. Instead of having back-to-back mid-major teams and then playing Florida, it's nice to sandwich Florida in between the mid-major teams. So if something happens, we have a week to regroup and hopefully recover for the conference play, for the rest of the conference play. So that I got that as a W2. So we're 3-0. South Carolina. We owe these boys something. They caught us this year at a bad time after the Mississippi State game, injury as quarterback. I think we never really recovered after that Florida game, especially with Corker going out. And then we're having more injuries at the safety position. I don't think we ever truly recovered after that game. And I think we were still willing after that game on our heels. And they caught us. They caught us at a good time. But if you watch that game, we were still in that game at halftime. Then the wheels fell off. But we get another W. So we 4-0. Auburn. Now here's where it gets tough for me. I could be a homer and say we win all games. I don't think it's possible. The conference is too tough. I played in Sanford Stadium. I think it's my junior year. At night, it's a tough place to play. And with us being 4-0, at that time, I really think this is going to be that ESPN night game. And it's going to be a beast to play. Now, Auburn isn't as good on paper as they were last year, but it's just a factor of playing at home at night. We're 4-0. Auburn's going to be really their antenna's going to be up. They're going to be ready to play, especially a night game. So I got us losing that game. Now, this is another good thing about this schedule. Again, if you guys want to call in, you can call in, give me your prediction, or send me a tweet, send me a chat. Any of those will work, and I can answer those live. But I'm kind of interested to see what you guys think of mine. Some people will say, wear my big blue goggles, because I tell you, when I released this sometime in February, I think. I got a lot of backlash from SEC fans. And if you don't know me, I'm about on the level of Jordan as far as petty. And I bookmark every single one. Every single one. I can't wait when we have this season for my prediction to prove out close to being right. Because some people had us at 6 games. I'm like, dude, you haven't watched the game if you think we're going to win 6. Eastern Illinois. Our schedule is sort of tough. It's tough. But the way it rolls out, to me, is very advantageous to us. Again, like I said, that Florida game being sandwiched in between the 2 mid-majors, this Eastern Illinois game being put after the Auburn game is huge. It gives us the same thing for the, as I said, with the Florida game, gives us time to regroup, recover for Vandy. Another W. We got them at home. We should not lose to Vandy like we did when I was playing. This should be, I don't want to say automatic, but our program is getting to a point where this Vanderbilt game is almost that automatic win. I know Derek Mason has made some changes to the staff. He got our boy Danny Clark there now. But still, in Lexington, that should be a W. Now, this is the game that gives me pause. And in football, it's not always the team who has the most talent. It's not always the team that should win on paper. There's a lot of factors that goes into football games when you are playing with 18 to 23-year-olds. A lot of factors. Trust me, I was there. It's factors that fans don't understand. Being on the road in Columbia, let's say we beat Vandy, and now we are 6-1. Missouri has something. They have a little price to pay for us beating them a couple years ago there at the end. They're going to be coming. They're going to be coming for us. New coach. They have a new system. They have a new quarterback. Now, the good part about it is this is going to be week 8. This is going to be week 8, which means we can get an idea of how Missouri is going to game plan, call plays, somewhat some tendencies. But right now, I don't know if they're going to run the same system exactly like they run at Appalachian State, because they're going to have different type of athlete. So we have to wait, get that game plan, see how they play. This game scares me a little bit, but I think we have so much talent, so much depth, that I think we win this game. I think we get them in Missouri. Tennessee game. Now this one really doesn't worry me. Tennessee has got a good recruiting class. They have a pretty good offensive line. But all in all, I just don't think we continue this trend of losing to Tennessee teams that are not as good as us. We lost 2 seasons in a row when we should have beat Tennessee. Having a bye week before that, before face Tennessee, I hope helps and doesn't hurt. I think if we're at the point in the season, if we're 7-1, it scares me a little bit having an extra week and having fans pat the players on the back. We need to have some great leadership to get through that. But I think it's time. I think it's time we go to Knoxville and knock these boys off. And Stoops would have ended 2 pretty big bad streaks for the program. The Florida streak and now the Tennessee streak. Mississippi State. Now, if it was in Starksville, I might be a little more leery of it because I don't know. There's something about Starksville that gives me pause, and I don't think we've ever really played well there. And they're gonna get the transfer quarterback from Stanford, Costello. Uh, they might have a pretty good offense at that time. They returning a running back with a really good quarterback. They might be a little dangerous, but since it's in Lexington, I don't see them beating us. And at that time, we're 8-1. Kroger Field should be rocking. We should have a distinct home field advantage, and I think we pull this win out. I think this game is going to be very close. Georgia. Now, this one, I feel really good about for a couple reasons. One big reason is when it's played. It's played at the tail end of November. I hope it's cold. I hope it's bitter cold. I hope it's snowing. I hope it's all that. That gives us a big advantage. Plus, I don't believe in Newman. The same way I didn't say this earlier, I don't believe in Trask having a bagging up that decent year he had this year, which I think people overflate how great a year he had. He had a really good year, but it wasn't great. I think Newman's going to have trouble at Georgia. Now, the bad part about it, we get him at the end of the season. But the good part about it, we get him at the end of the season. Hopefully that weather plays a factor in there. I think we pulled out that win, and I think we are on our way to being SEC East champions, playing in Catalana. That's what I feel. In this Louisville game, I can't believe pundits have the audacity to say that Louisville is going to beat us a year after being skull dragged in Lexington. Their offensive line is still weak. They just lost their best offensive lineman to the draft. And if you watching with Styles after that game, I drooled over that guy. Becton was the best player on the field probably that game. And that's saying a lot because Lynn Bolton was on the field too. But the way Becton annihilated us on defense was crazy to say that we basically stuffed him. But if you watch him as an individual, he had some pancake blocks. He had some demoralizing hits on some of our defensive players, especially when he got to our linebackers. And they're losing him. Hands down, their best lineman, their most physical lineman, they're losing him. I didn't see a crazy graduate transfer for them to even shore up the trenches. We win this game because we are better in the trenches, period. Yes, they have a good running back. Yes, they have a good quarterback. But those guys can't get off if they ain't got the holes, if the quarterback doesn't have the time. I just can't see how the pundits are saying that Louisville's going to beat us this year. Now, that doesn't say Louisville can't beat us. It doesn't say that, but come on. We're returning almost the entire team and getting our quarterback back, and getting Robinson back, and getting Epps back. And we got a 6-year out of Hoskins. It's mind-blowing how little respect we're getting as a program from the experts. It's confusing. I just don't see it. So, for me, I have us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1. Now, I knew that. I just counted that for effects, but 11 and 1. Now, I don't think we win the SEC championship game, but an 11 and 2 playing in one of the Big 5 bowls is a huge step for our program. And the great thing about it, is this wouldn't be a one-off situation. This wouldn't be just, well, they got lucky this year. I will be looking for this for some time forward. This isn't a lucky situation. This is just proving how well Coach Stoops and the staff is recruiting, the talent, the depth. We are stacked. Think about it. We are stacked at quarterback now. We've been stacked at running back basically since Stoops arrived. We're getting the receivers now. The secondary is stacked. We have the talent, hands down, to sustain this. And when I say sustain, I mean we should be winning 9 games a year, which is I'm shocked that I'm saying this because I never saw this. Our ceiling was 8. I was happy to win 6 to 7, just get a bowl game every year. My ceiling was 8. Now my ceiling is 10. Well, actually 11. I should change my ceiling to 11 now because I have us 11-1 this year. Our floor should be 7. The floor should be 7. That's if we have a bad year, things don't work out, lose a lot of close games, we should win 7 games. And I don't see how that's stretching the imagination when we should win the 3 non-conference games. So the Eastern Michigans, I can't remember who we're playing, the Eastern Michigans, the Eastern Illinois, those teams should win. That's 3. And for the next at least 3 years, we should beat Louisville. So that's 4. We should beat Vandy. That's 5. So we're at 5 now. Should be pretty much comfortable wins, at least for the next 4 years. And you telling me we can't win 2 to 3 more in conference? South Carolina's, the South Carolina, the Mississippi States. If we get a cupcake opponent from the East, but come on, man, we should be 7-8 games a year with the way Coach Stoops is recruiting. And I might throw some tweets on to show that in the past, when Stoops got here, I had us at 6 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins. I don't see myself saying that again. So to end this thing off, you know how much time I got? I might go over a little today. I often get asked this thing about how to cover the deep ball. And it's hard to give an honest answer because I don't think it's an answer that's just a generic answer, a black and white answer. I tell all the DBs that are at my former high school that I talk to, I'm like, once you master the defense, once you know your responsibility, I mean know your responsibility in every situation, you need to master the opponent. You need to hone your craft, master at your craft. Because DB is all about instincts. And once you trust your instincts, is when you become successful. The only way you can trust your instincts is by doing it in practice. Once you have said, okay, let me try this, and it works, and it works, and it works in practice over and over again, that's when you take it to a game. You have to know, I say this all the time, you have to know down and distance. Most important thing in football as a corner is knowing down and distance. Why? Because you know on 1st and 10, use the offense, try to get some garbage yards. You know on 2nd and long, offense are probably trying to get some garbage yards to get back ahead of the chain. If your coach do a very good job scouting, read the scouting report, do your own analysis on tape, because I know most of these high schools now and colleges definitely, and have this thing on the cloud. and it's already marked. They have programs, I know of it, that marks the program. You can find out the plays on 3rd and 4, and it's just easy. Plug and play. Master the game. So, the deep ball, down and distance. Know where the ball is, what hash is on. What they like to do when the ball is on the left hash. You got a right-hand quarterback. Does he like to throw into the boundary? Does he like to throw into the field? Understand that if he throws into the field, the deep ball is a little longer throw. So therefore, you got a little longer time to react. If you watch the film, my intro, just thought about this, watch my intro. My intro about the Mississippi State game. I was the field corner. If you watch it, the quarterback throws from the opposite hash. You don't get the full play, but I am actually beat, so to speak. Because I know right now that if he throws from the hash to the other side of the hash, that's a long throw. I got time to react. So, sometimes as a corner, you try to debate and switch. And if you look at the play, I am behind because I cut in front. I'm able to cut in front because the ball was in the air a long time. It was in the air a long time. I only played that way because I was in the field. And when he started running the post, I'm like, okay, I got to hump it a little bit because now the throw is getting a little bit shorter. But he would never get to the other hash, though. You understand that? Since he wasn't getting to the other hash, I knew I had time to recover. And I made a diving catch, made an interception. So you got to know hash. You got to know numbers. Is he on the top of the numbers? Is he on the bottom of the numbers? Is he in the boundary? If he's on the top of the numbers, in the boundary, is he giving the quarterback a little more area to try to drop a ball in on the sideline? If he's on the bottom of the number, he's probably going to go on the inside route. Just little things you have to know while playing the position. You also have to know the receiver. Is he a 50-50 guy who's going to probably beat you on a jump ball? Okay, so he's a 50-50 guy that's probably going to beat you on a jump ball. You're not looking back to try to get an interception because he's probably going to out-jump you. It's tough to look back at a ball and jump. It's just difficult. So jump ball guys, when I played the eyes. Played the eyes and played the hands. And I stripped the ball. I'd rather get a strip than try for an interception and he jumps over my head. Because he sees the ball. He's tracking the ball the whole time. You're not tracking the ball the whole time. You understand? So if I know the receiver, for example, let's say if it's Jacquez Green. Okay, I know Jacquez Green, if I'm on his hip, and I'll be lucky to be on his hip with his speed, but if I'm on his hip, I'm looking back, because you know why I can look back? Because also I'm more physical than him, and I can pin him on the sideline. Okay? So when I look back, I lean into him and slide him to the sideline. That's a situation I'm pretty comfortable with. Because I know he can't out-jump me. I know I'm bigger than him. So I can just out-physical him at the point of attack. So it's hard to say how you play because it's just a lot of variables. Telling you, down and distance is the biggest one. Down and distance. Down and distance will also give you an idea if they're going to throw a back shoulder fade. Right? If it's third down and long and they need 10 yards and let's say they're on their third in field position. Forgot to say that there, field position. Got to know where you're on the field. If they're on the 50-yard line, they might take a chance. So their quarterback is going to probably throw it long. Just those, it's hard to say, but again, you have to know the little things about the game that will impact your instincts, that will allow you to play certain balls better. It's not all about talent, man, because everybody's talented in college. Now, in high school, you may be able to get away with some stuff, but when you get in college, you're not getting away with some things, a lot of things, because that guy's just as good an athlete as you are. All right, so I ran a little over. Then get to the Kyler Murray thing. I'll do that on Friday. But let's get to the video of the day. I gotta create like a little intro for that. Man, that's hands right there. That's hands in big kahunas. But so that was the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Tweet me some of your predictions if you're watching. I'd like to hear what BBN thinks about the team. And I will see you guys on Friday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And stay safe.